After a bit of delay, which is pretty obligatory at this point, I just have to mention real quick that we're in a kind of new setup here, forcedly so, and I have to carry the microphone. That might look either more professional or more janky, depending on how you see it. Well, anyway, let's see, I guess. The drums are crazy in this one. Yeah, I just have to throw in there, this has some new metal vibes for me. In those 2000s, it was kind of into throw in these bit of Middle Eastern themed sounds. And also with Show's vocals coming in, that was pretty interesting. They did something they hadn't done before there. We will dive into that right afterwards. Just about the intro, right? I really liked how the drums went crazy in here. And always, if that happens, especially in an intro section, I assume that's a Junichi song. But please tell me if I'm wrong or perhaps correct. Well, anyway, this is definitely the typical aggressive song of the album they usually tend to throw in. We had some really intense, thick sounding low end here. And it appears to me that this is Shu playing on his 7th string. Let's just take a little look again. Bit of the Purgatory album sound. I usually tend to refer to that with these high proggy sweeps and this really low guitar there at the bottom. Evokes a bit the feeling of like looking into a vast space underground, like literally hell or something. Right? And the drums. Really clicky. Little headbanger section for transition. And here it sounds really huge. Right in here, this like 2000s nu metal sound. How his voice opened up, that's awesome. Love how they're switching with the mood here, like rising up with the tension. Or that's actually not just rising. We have these eerie whispers of Sho. Really awesome that they tried something like that. That's not very common with Sho's voice because they rather go to that angelic, operatic style with him usually, or at least something melancholic, but not this specific style. Then like when his voice opens up, we have this really intense section, and after that I know at this point it's a pre-chorus, but it's a really awesome pre-chorus where like the melody is drifting down like a feather basically. I guess we get a bit of Sho's voice in the second verse anyway, but like just this pre-chorus again. Right, halftime beat here. Right, it's lowering from here to here. And now it's down here. And with this jumpy riser, it goes up again. The organ. Really nice mixing here. It almost has something uplifting here in this section. Of course, working with the strings here and all. Oh, chorus time. Oh, yo, the guitar is going to have. Really creepy here. Love it. Nice transition. Whoa. That was a cool entry point for the guitar here. We have the sweeps back. Back with the speedy drums. We had this full speed building up, and then we had these there's several iterations of stops, because like one hard stop wouldn't be enough to stop the speed basically. It also felt a bit fresh on like all fronts. Of course, we had this like crazy bluesy thing coming in, which the guitar and like Yuki and Shu play together, right? But then I think I really like the keyboard solo in this one. It had some really interesting phrasings. Get this bit funky thing. We have a lot of chaos going on. It's very fast. You notice the drums are so fast, it almost sounds like they're starting to stumble because they're so freaking fast. Right? I don't even know what's happening. And you're swelling upwards. Has a bit of that eerie mood, but it goes upward. This crazy work here. How he comes in with the wah. Love it. I like how it gets a bit more chill here, right? That's like the chill section of the solo for just a bit, but it also has a bit of heroic element at the same time when he goes up with the melody. I know he just throws out those sweeps. I like how those runs sound really epic. I have a lot of space at this point. I don't, but the song has. Here again, really fast drums. The guitars sound really powerful here, like the second guitar on the low end. Oh, it's gaining speed here. And just that last sound, which ended on that reverb, it sounded like they took out a frying pan and just hit that, basically, as the last sound. In the end, this all culminates into like a really huge whirlwind of like, it gets really chaotic and also gains speed. So you really want to like have some kind of mental overload here. There's also like I think those are some of the most fun songs, and we had some of those before in the album, which were just like trying to portray like the inner turmoil, which of course has a lot of dynamic. This is why there are some chill sections. There are also a lot of uplifting melodies and stuff, but we also have this like nasty dark element, which is really mighty in this song as well. The guitars on the bottom here, like I've pointed it out, it's like this huge force at the bottom holding everything together. All in all, really interesting song. Surprisingly, actually, we had a lot of interesting songs in this, but I think just like the package we got here might be one of the most interesting cocktails of things we had, because it wasn't so uniform in style. It threw in a lot of elements, but everything worked very well together. Or perhaps I just have a little preference for one, the really low guitars, and two, the really chaotic songs, because they're just very interesting and fresh to listen to. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the lyrics, I guess, to see what this is all about. So now, after having recovered a bit, here are the lyrics I have to translate, because there's some Japanese in there. I'm gonna mention which sections. It starts off with English. You said, believe me please, no way. Don't get close to me, go away. You have no idea, always. I don't know if that's supposed to rhyme. Perhaps yes. It also has this way everywhere, like perhaps it's even supposed to be wordplay. Then we have Japanese. Only shadows stir, dancing all alone. I can see right through to tomorrow. Remember, this is the section where he has this eerie whispering type of style, right? Before he opens up with his voice. Or are the three Japanese lines even where he sings loudly already? And that could actually be that these Japanese lines are already where he starts singing loudly. Anyway, at this point, it's not very clear yet what happens, but you already notice it's a bit more conflictive yet. We had this unifying idea before, like we're unifying as a band, we're getting comfortable with our role we have to fulfill, and we're also unifying with the audience, basically, right? And now it seems to go into a different direction again. Don't get close to me, go away. You have no idea. There's like some sort of misunderstanding or something. Only shadows stir, so something dark feeling wise approaches. Dancing all alone, right? Alone. That's very prominent, a prominent contrast to what we had established before. I can see right through to tomorrow. Okay, with your dreams, nothing will come of this. You'll only learn your own limits. Again, I guess there had been like talk about dreams and visions of the future, which were rather bright or something, but now we have like the opposite. All the dreams we have, nothing will come of this. You will only fail, basically, and you'll learn that you're insufficient for this role. So these are some creeping negative thoughts coming up here. Oh, and like this is all in Japanese, so only the first 3 lines were in English, and I guess those actually were the lines which were whispered. Everything else was sung. And here's the same structure, like the first 3 lines in English. I don't want to look at your face. You should go somewhere else. The time spent with you is a disgrace. The game of give and take wavers. I struggle all alone. I can see right through to tomorrow. With the way you live, nothing will change in the future. I'll only come to know my own limits. I guess a bit of stronger implications here, but it's still something separating. I don't want to look at your face. Go somewhere else, right? The time spent with you is a disgrace. And at this point, we have to ask, like, who's talking to who? It could be like negative projected thoughts. I think what I would imagine, I don't know who has written this song or from whose perspective this is, or if it even matters from whose perspective this is, right? But let's just say like it's from Sho's perspective, because it's really easy to imagine that after the first songs of the album, where those struggles and those doubts were already outlined. I guess this is like a fallback of certain doubts and negative feelings which come up again. And I think he might imagine like other people being disappointed by his performance or by something, right? The time spent with you is a disgrace. I would imagine he's not like saying this to someone else, but he's imagining that people are thinking this about him. And then the second part is in Japanese. And this is like perhaps the split in English and Japanese. So these 3 lines, of course, this could be read differently perhaps and as well. But these 3 English lines are perhaps like an outside perspective. Someone thinking this about him. You should go somewhere else. I don't want to look at your face. Go away. And then we have these Japanese lines, which are his own thought. The game of give and take wavers. I struggle all alone. So I am all alone. I can see right through to tomorrow. And I feel like what this touches on with I can see right through to tomorrow is something we had early on in Galneryus, which is we have like a really dark image of the world, like everything is negative, everything is bad, and nothing good come from this, right? And in early Galneryus, it was like, I can see reality as it is, right? It's like the feeling that I see everything as it is and everything is bad. And this seems to be in the same line of thought in the sense that I can see what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be terrible, right? There's nothing good coming from this. I'm going to fail and everything will be bad. And I can see this. With the way you live, nothing will change in the future. I'll only come to know my own limits. Like there's a notion that one is doing something wrong and everything will stay the same, and apparently things are not good. Apparently one is insufficient at this moment. I have the feeling that I'm doing something wrong or that I'm lacking something. Okay, then coming in with a full English chorus. There's no time in your life. Fall in the dark. You do not know the truth of your life. Live in the dark. I will see the way to go. You understand. I hate you and you hate me so. That's not very clear where this is going. It could be negative. It could be positive. Just telling from the sound, it's actually rather positive, I must say. The pre-chorus as well as the chorus, which is interesting and noteworthy since the song is probably one of the most heaviest and darkest songs of this album. I tend to read this in a rather positive way, although we have something like fall in the dark and live in the dark. You do not know the truth of your life, right? That could be negative, but I guess it's rather about embracing the unknown, right? You have to live in the dark. You have to let yourself fall into the dark, and where like unknown things can happen. You can find unknown things, right? Because it started off with something like, I'm gonna know what tomorrow is gonna be, and the certainty that tomorrow is gonna be bad, there's no way out of this. But if you like fall into the dark, if you're open to live in the dark where there are unknown things, something good can come from this. And then this is also where it gets a bit positive for a second. I will see the way to go, right? I will see there's gonna be a way showing up. You understand. I hate you and you hate me so. Perhaps that's a bit of self-talk. I don't know how to integrate this last line otherwise. Perhaps like this 2 sides of this one person being in an argument, right? And they just hate each other. I guess that's one way one could read it. And then also this, there's no time in your life. I guess one could read pressure into this, but perhaps it's also like there's no time to stagnate and like sit in a corner and be depressed and be doubtful and everything. There's literally no time for this. You just have to go on and embrace the unknowns and look what's coming up from there. This at least would be in line with how the music progresses from this rather dark, eerie mood to something more positive. Then we have another, I guess, pre-chorus. So this is the like chill, sweeping down feather thing. With a dream like that, nothing will come of it. You'll only learn your own limits. So it's this pre-chorus is repeated all the time. So this doubt kind of keeps coming up or something. And then it ends off with, there's no time in your life. Fall in the dark. That's another chorus, of course. You do not know the truth of life. Live in the dark. You will see the way to go. You understand. I hate you and you hate me so. Again, the same chorus. So we have repetition here going on. And as like, at least I have understood this chorus in a rather positive way, although it's like a bit of ambivalent, right? I hate you and you hate me. So this is how it ends up. So it's not like clear cut or anything. And this is also perhaps like why, especially in the end, of course we have the solo, I would suppose in the second half of the song. And then in the end, it gains the speed and it gets this a lot of like emotional turmoil, basically how we described it. So we end up with an overload of thoughts and feelings, basically. It's keeping this chaotic element, but it's certainly going back and forth with like, it's trying to deal with the situation. It's not just merely depressed as some Galneryus songs actually are. Yeah, again, like, I appreciated the writing here as well. It's really a good song. I like it. And I guess the lyrics seem very fitting, capturing this back and forth element we have there and these contrasts and everything. Yeah, and the next episode, I guess, will be Destiny already. So be excited for that. I hope everything works out with this setup. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the song and the episode, and see you next time. Need to think of something else. The camera's too far away. I can't do